Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Well, we saw the index futures trade to new all-time highs. The first time the Dow was over 47,000. Again, it was attributed to the better-than-expected CPI number. We gapped up early in the morning, then we dropped. We pushed up to new highs, and then we sold off sharply off to new highs. This is exactly what I said last night on my podcast. I thought the CPI number was going to come in better than expected. And if we gapped up, look to short them and then look to buy them back. We did see some big moves here today. Tesla, well off the highs of the day on Tesla. I got the big sell reversals on the 15, which confirmed that the highs were in. Then the 30-minute time frames reversed, and I knew then it was over. And we had some really great short patterns. Gold really just got up to the could not get going. Down 18 on the day. At one point, gold was trading above the 41.56 level, almost practically up small on the day, rallied sharply on some really great patterns, and then it just couldn't hold. I think gold next move is down before up. I'd like to see it get down to the 38.50, 37.50, 36.50 before then pushing up to 4,800 to 5,000 between the sometime in the first, maybe second quarter of next year. We saw some really good moves in Palantir. Apple, great moves in Apple. The 60-minute time frames reversing to buy, correlating with the 15, right? And the 30, boom, first pullback on the 15, up to, I'll show you that trade. We saw some really great patterns in Avago. After the 60-minute time frame reversed to buy again, just like Apple, it correlated with the 30 and the 15-minute, looking for pullbacks on Apple. The 15-minute time frames were phenomenal today. Coinbase reversing the buy on the 60-minute time frame, it correlated with its 30 and 15. ADX was rising like this on both the 15, the 30, and the 60. Apple, Coinbase, beautiful oversold condition into the positive MACDs. Great pattern here. Again, great pattern there. And then we saw Nvidia, great buy reversal on the 60-minute. Again, the pullbacks were phenomenal. Also, Bitcoin hit a high of 12,000, and the non-confirmation on the 30-minute and the 60-minute time frame absolutely got cabooshed. Bitcoin dropped about 2,000 off the highs. So let me go and show you, first of all, I'm just going to show you Bitcoin here since we'll get that one out of the way. This is a monster sell divergence here. If you look at Bitcoin here and you look at the 60-minute right here, you can see that Bitcoin right here pushed up to a new high. And you got to look at the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. The 60-minute MACD is still negative, blue over yellow. Same thing here on the 30-minute, blue over yellow. When Bitcoin pushed up, you can see the 12,158. Really, where's it going with this negative MACD here? So again, major problems here with Bitcoin on the 30 and 60. Big sell divergence in a positive trend. And that's exactly what we spotted out. We saw the IBITs trade as high as 63, above 63.20, but before dropping about 80 cents on that pattern. All right, I'm going to show you Tesla here today. Tesla gaps up today right here. You can see the high, 251. Now, everything looked hunky-dory on Tesla, except when the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell. Right here, you can see that Tesla pushing up here, and the MACDs couldn't really confirm on the 15. So some people took this short, but once you saw the MACD negative, blue over yellow, and then the algorithm reversing to sell on the 15, I knew that there was an 85% chance that the highs were in for the day. And then when the 60-minute time frame reversed to sell right here, what do you look to do? Well, we look for shorts. Here's the first bounce on the 15 right here. Look at this, 441. Tesla never had a chance after that, dropped 6. But I'm going to show you another great pattern here that we caught at the end of the day. When Tesla, let's see here. When Tesla reversed to sell on the 30-minute, right here, when Tesla reversed to sell on the 30-minute at 1 o'clock, You look at the 5-minute time frame right here. Here's you can see the 1 o'clock. This is the pattern. This is 1 o'clock exactly. The first bounce on the 5-minute right here. Here's another bounce on the 5-minute right here. Beautiful pattern again on the 5-minute right into the 10 bar. And then that was a really great pattern. We called this short here 33.60, and it drops about 2. And then at the end of the day, well, it just got a lot of noise here. But Tesla, very close to reversing to sell on Monday if we take out this 433.28 level, and we close right here. So you're talking roughly 31 cents before Tesla can get the big sell reversal. All right. Also, Apple, phenomenal. Apple reversing to buy on the 60-minute time frame. The MACDs are above the pivot. Did take this short here on the non-confirmation, and Apple dropped a little bit. But when you saw the pullback right here on Apple, you can see on this pullback right here, after Apple reversed the buy on the 60-minute time frame, it correlated with its 30. Look at this positive MACD, rising ADX. What do you look to do? Beautiful, beautiful rising ADX. You take the oversold condition into the positive MACD, positive big buying pressure, oversold, not only in the rising ADX on the 15 to 30, all right? You got the beautiful deep oversold. Look at Apple, absolutely beautiful pattern here. Under 263, look at that, boom, 2 points. Absolutely, absolutely a phenomenal pattern. NVIDIA, you can see NVIDIA here, again, still bullish here on the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frames. 60-minute time frame reversed to buy. That was yesterday. So you can see here, on the 24th, beautiful bull flag here. Again, oversold, rising ADX. The MACD is negative, oversold into the big buying pressure. Rising ADX here on the 15, rising ADX on the 30, on the 60, and rising ADX on the 30. This is an absolute Picasso. Look at this pattern, oversold, and then another bull flag here at the end of the day, and you can see this here. And then I caught a nice short here on NVIDIA. The 15-minute MACDs cannot confirm the high. We caught a really, really great short. One last but not least, Coinbase, COIN, reversing to buy on the 60-minute time frame. Don't ask me why Coinbase rallied up 31, up 9%. Bitcoin was actually down on the day at one point. So when it sold off well off the highs. But irrelevant, you can see that the MACDs here, positive, yellow over blue, cross below the pivot right here. And you can see at 10:30. And what do you look to do? Look at this beautiful, this is an absolute Picasso. When you get an oversold condition like that into a rising ADX on the 15 and on the 30-minute time frame, not the 60 at that point. Let's see what time that was. That was at about 12:45. I don't think the ADX was rising at 12:45 here. I don't think so. But the 30-minute definitely. Okay. But again, big positive MACD, big buying pressure. Okay. And what do you look to do? You buy this pullback, under 344. Look at this thing go up 8, and then you caught another bull flag here. Again, into the rising ADX on the 15 and the 30-minute. Look at this, 349, kaboom. Okay, and then at the end of the day, the MACDs cannot confirm the high. I was so tempted to short this right near the close, and it got kabooshed about $2 because of the non-confirmation. So what I'm showing you are these patterns in Apple, Coinbase, NVIDIA. Avago was great today too. I'll show you Avago. Let me just do Avago really quick. Avago was an absolute gem. Great patterns in Avago. You can see coming in here, and you see the push up here towards the end of the day, 356 here. Again, you're making new highs, and the MACDs cannot confirm the highs. And when you look at the 60-minute time frame here, the 60-minute reversing to buy with the MACD crossing up from below the pivot. Look at every pullback on this is a beautiful bull flag here. Oversold on the 15. Avago right here, boom. You can see 351.48, rallies up 7. Then a couple of nice pullbacks here. When these MACDs are negative, just trade them in and out. And then we finally got another deep oversold condition right here. around 215. You can see the push 354.60 rallied about 80 cents, and then when the 15's starting to get overbought into these negative MACDs, you can see how Avago sold off. So between Bitcoin, if you're trading Bitcoin, you saw the non-confirmation on the 30 and 60. Coinbase, Apple, Nvidia, really phenomenal patterns on Nvidia. Also, if you look at Avago was great. Tesla, phenomenal patterns, and I'll show you one more, Palantir. And this is why we look at the same names every single day. It just gives everybody the ability to really understand the markets. ADX rising, huge buying pressure, huge positive MACD. Look at this beautiful bull flag. Nice pullback here. 184.57, rallies about almost 90 cents. But here's the thing. When you see the negative MACDs here, it's going to be very hard to make new highs. Second pullback on the 15. Again, negative MACD is going to be very, very hard to make new highs. All right. So I wanted to give you these five or six examples. Very great day here, trading wise. All right. And when I get back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. A couple of days ago, when gold was trading below or right near 40.21, 40.25, so many analysts were calling for a 30% correction. Then when gold rallied here again, people saying, oh, gold's going to go to 5,000, maybe even 10,000. You know, for me, I don't look at the noise. I look at, and I tell people, trade what you see. All right, I do think gold's going to get a pullback. I don't think it's going to get a 30% pullback. 30% off the highs will be almost near 3,000 or 3,100. For Monday, I'm looking here, the 30 and 60-minute time frames, since they reversed the buy yesterday, they haven't gotten a decent pullback. So I'm looking for an oversold condition on the 30 and 60s, and then once I get that oversold condition, then I'll be looking for another type of rally, 20, 30 points, something like that, 15 to 30 points on the S&P, somewhere between 40 and maybe 120 on the NASDAQ, once you get that oversold condition. But if I'm looking at the pattern on the daily here, this is not such a great pattern here, okay? Again, if you look here, you're making new highs, and I'll show it to you, you're making new highs right here, and here's another gap. You're making new highs, and the MACDs are not confirming on the daily. Not so fast, okay? I'd be buying SQQQs here. I'd be buying some SPXUs. I think there's downside to the market here. This is a negative pattern. This is a non-confirmation on the bigger time frame. So if you get a pullback, I think you buy them on the deep oversold conditions on the 30 or 60. And on any overbought conditions, I think these dailies are going to stop the market dead in its tracks. See what happened when the S&Ps made a new high today. They got absolutely kabooshed. In the pre-market, they were trading significantly higher before they sold off sharply. All right. When I get back, I want to share a little story with you, so stay tuned. So today, a couple people have called me and they said, Steve, I'm finding it very difficult to learning how to scale in and scale out. When I tell you got to look for singles and doubles if you're scalping, and if you're pattern trading, that's a different story. When you're looking for patterns in the market, like I showed you when Coinbase pulled in on the 15-minute time frame, that's not a scalp trade. That trade rallied almost $6, $7. When Apple pulled in into the rising ADX after everything correlated, you get the first pullback. Apple ran too. But if you're trading index futures and you're seeing the non-confirmations on the highs, the MACD is not confirming on the 5 and 15-minute time frame, those are shorts. You could take shorts, scalps, but then keep a couple in your pocket as it's dropping and let it ride down. Just keep lowering your stops. Being able to scale in and scale out is very, very important. And that helps you being consistent. Today when gold was trading up and we were $32 from the 10 bar, I was scalp shorting in and out, in and out, in and out, because there was really no great pattern. Even though we were 32 points from the 10 bar moving average, I said, you know what? Who knows where this is going to go? Every time it dropped 1 to 3, 2 to 4, I was in there 3 to 5. I was in there just covering. Every new high based upon the distance from the price to the moving average. I said, you know, okay, I got my stop in my mind and I'll just add. But you know what? I cut my position in half. I didn't go full positions. You have to learn how to adjust. But scaling in and scaling out is the definition between good and being great. Once you master the scaling in and scaling out process, it will change your life forever. With that being said, everybody, thank you for joining me tonight on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment. Also, if you'd like to join my community of traders from around the world, please join me on my website, sktrading.live. If you'd like to follow me on social media, please follow me on official Stephen Kalayjian on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, Monday to Thursday next week, I'll be hosting the Asian opening from Monday to Thursday from 8 to 10 with my funded futures. And if you'd like to reach out to me, my cell phone number is 914-500-7484. I'd love to hear from you. With that being said, have a great weekend, everybody. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.